Let's go. People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everybody's well and safe. Welcome, people. Welcome. As you can see, I was 3 minutes late. I apologize for that, people. I've been having a nightmare with the lighting. I barely touched the lighting, so I don't know why it's acting. So I tried to get it somewhat perfect. I appreciate that you're all in here. Please make sure you're hitting the like button early doors. I hope you're well and safe. I hope you're ready to dine in hell today. I hope you're ready for war today. I hope the boys have done the war cries and things, because it's Arsenal Villarreal. We need to do a madness. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Just before we crack on with things, people, a word from the sponsors and all of those sort of things. All information is in my description. Check it out. But here it is. Oh, come on, big up the sponsors, them. So like I said, people, we don't know if we're ever going to win an FA Cup again, but if you do like the 3D poster, I've done a video on it and it's going to come out. Please make sure you're looking at the description where you've got a link to that. If you're too lazy to actually go to my description, then I'm going to drop a message into the live chat right now, people. Obviously, make sure you're all here for watch along as well, people. Again, you know me, you have to be shameless with the self-promotion. It's watch along business later today, people. As you can see, Villarreal versus Arsenal. We need to do this thing. It's as simple as that. If you're not going to be here for the watch along, then it's live reaction business straight after that. The grind don't stop. And obviously tomorrow, we now have to look forward to West Bromwich Albion. And I did a thumbnail, but it exported in the wrong thing. But they should, at least where my watch along's concerned, there should be an official notification. So hit that up, hit the reminders, people. Don't rely on YouTube to notify you when stuff is coming out. They will let you down time and time again. Before we get into everything, people, how are you lot doing? How are you lot feeling, man? Come on, DG, my guy, let's go. We are beating Mr. Good Evening. Come on, you Gunners. DG in the building. Smash the like button, people. We need that good juju for later. I don't know about being a witch doctor or any juju, my dude, but let's stay with the heavenly thing, and let's obviously hope we can do this. DG Nation assemble. Big up, DG. I hope you're good. I'm good, my guy. Ask me that question come 20 p.m. tonight, people. We'll see how that one goes. Big up yourselves, people. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. Peter has said, I'm ready for all out war, but no doubt our players will be out there camping. He's saying them Call of Duty snipers. Maybe the most important game ever for Arsenal's history. Slightly over the top, but I feel you. And the boys should play like that. Good morning to you, South London. I hope you're good. Random guy, I have seen your email. You will be a moderator for the live stream and beyond. But for today, you're going to, for this hour or so, you're going to have to hold it up, my guy. Ryan straight out is saying Tierney has to start. Well, we've spoke on the lineup before. For me, if Tierney's fit, you start him. But I think Tierney, Louise, Lacazette, I'd play all of them, but obviously none of them are fit. You can only probably play one of the three from the start or get away with two. If we have to gamble, for me, because of Aubameyang's fitness, people, I would go with Tierney. Tierney can give us something. Peter said Aubameyang accidentally said in his press conference that he's physically at about 90%. I don't think that was an accident. I think he's telling the truth, my dude. But we'll specify what he said in a bit. Big up AM. He said, big up the nation. Run up the likes as you wait. Appreciated from you, my guy. I appreciate you lot when I'm not actually ready. You lot are pushing out the boat, man. Salute to yourself, Christian. Like you said, it's a Valhalla thing today, people. Again, Darren has said, walking the dog in some rare Irish sun. DG is going to keep me, knowing DG is going to keep me entertained with some top content as usual. Buzzing for tonight's game. Come on, you Gunners. My bro, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully the dog walk's going fine. Your dog's not running off the lead and things. Hopefully you're enjoying, like you said. I've never been to Ireland, but you're saying rare sunshine. So it must be like in the UK. Hopefully that's a blessing from above, As much as it's a Valhalla thing, I've been watching Marco Polo and they talk about Genghis' descendant, what's his name again? Kublai. He talks about the blue sky. Maybe that's a sign that we might do something today, man. At this point, Adam, we might be relying on El Nene, anyone but Thomas Partey when it comes to shooting, man. Really and truly, I'm hoping for another Slavia away performance, bro. We need to get the job done, innit? We need to get the job done. Big up, bro. They need to win for the fans. They do, Bruno. They need to win for the fans, but I'd say they need to win for themselves. Your pride's on the floor. You've been getting bullied all season. You know, you're being attached to failure across many domestic competitions. And now Europa League, you're flirting with being the first Arsenal team to have no European football at all. They've got to do it for themselves. Where's your pride? You know, you're professional footballers. It doesn't matter if you're a professional footballer, you know, an office worker, a cleaner, whatever. Everybody wants to be the best they can do. And these players aren't any different. So they're going to need to stand up to be counted today. They're going to need to stand up to be counted. Morgs is saying, DG getting me through work daily. I appreciate that. Whatever I can do to make the working day progress for you lot. Man said, I'm listening while being in the shower. Hey, X, shout out to you, my dude. You know, a bit oversharing, but done no, my dude. Done no. Kubalai would pattern up the club, Kubalai in. To be fair, when he ends up killing his advisors, it'd be a bit of a mad one there, man. I have a funny feeling the game might go to pens. My heart can't take that. I'm not on the penalty business at all. We just need to win and win convincingly and annihilate Una Emre, people. Let me share my screen. Hopefully copyright don't get involved, people. But I hope the players are listening to things like this, you know. Let me see if it actually works. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this is the sort of things I listen to get motivated and stay motivated and all of them things there, people.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives.
Just listen.
All comes down to today. And either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you.
Facts, Arteta can't.
I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. I can't even stand the face I see. Things get taken from me. I mean, that's
Where is the bit inch by inch?
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Trust me. Now say the bit I want you to say so I can take this off. Here we go.
On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing.
Trust me, legacy today business.
In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch.
Valhalla thing today. I told you, these boys got to be willing to die today.
It's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch.
Trust me. Hey, we're not gonna. You get the point, people. You get the point, innit? You get the point. That's what they've got to be on. You know, they've got to want this as much as they want to breathe. They've got to want to die. It's a legacy thing. Every one of those players today, you're staring down the barrel of defeat. There's a million reasons to be going out of this competition. A million reasons to have no confidence. Focus on that one reason why. You know, it's about legacy. You know, history favors the brave, people. You need to do what they need to do, man. You know, they need to do what they need to do. It's as simple as that. You know, the time for motivation is done. But my point being, Arteta can only say so much. These players have to be galvanized because they're going to hell today. We know what we need to do. We need to score 2 goals minimum to do something, and we probably need a couple more than that probably, because again, I actually feel, I wouldn't say confident, but I actually feel like we can score 2 goals. I can see my team within that first 20, half an hour, getting a goal or 2 to get back in it. In fact, really just a goal, But how are we going to respond when we've gone a goal down? I mean, if they score and then obviously away goal starting to get into it, we need to be prepared to react positively to anything that happens. And again, future favors the brave. These lot can seize their destiny. We know the season's been poor. We know that to a degree, and even if they won the Europa League, it would paper over several cracks. But it's a chance to be in Europe. In the same way you guys have been attached to failure and hitting new lows this season, you could be the first Arsenal side that I've seen in my lifetime win a European trophy. You could win a European trophy out of everywhere. We know what Villarreal hold. We know the man over there, Moreno's a good player. We know they've got Pereiro. You know what Chuck Weezy was doing. We don't need to go over from a tactical point of view. Arteta, you set us up to fail with that false 9. No risk today. It's happened. Let's all take accountability and we go again. Our home form has been terrible. We're staring back down the barrel of defeat. The advantages is with Villarreal. Everything is in their favor. But you've got to focus on that one reason why it won't. And again, once the players cross that line, they've got to be fearful of letting down themselves, Recognize, if you've got fear, look that fear head on. What's the worst that could happen? You lose. Now, if you know that, play with a bit of play without fear. It's as simple as that, man. I don't want Villarreal to come here and they just walk away with it. If we are to go out, they have to take it over our dead body. Something that can't be said for Arsenal, man. A man said you got to spam the Arsenal players with this, bro. As much as I believe that you can take a man to the water, you can't make him drink. These players have got to want to do it themselves. The margin for errors, it's crazy how that any given Sunday thought it could be Arteta, it could be the players. Do you get it, people? I love listening to these sort of things, man. This is the sort of thing would go over some of these man's heads. It's a mentality thing. Either you're with it or you ain't. Facts. Motivational Gooner this morning. You always say I'm on this motivational thing. I'm not, man. I'm not, my guy. It's just you got to galvanize yourself. For me, I don't need that. I just need to listen to some DMX and all of them sort of tunes there, and I'm ready for a game, people. Do you get it? But these men might need this, man. These men might need this. You got DG. I just finished my maths exam today. Hopefully we win. Hopefully your maths exam went well. Hope you revised and all of those sort of things, and you're ready and things like that, But you're right, man. What have you said? What's up, DG? As you always say, this is a character test for the players. They will stand up and show their footballing pride. I hear you, my guy. And for me, as much as I'm saying that, as much as I'm advocating that, how many times have we sat here this season and said that? So it's, for me, it's a bit where the players need to show me in it. I haven't really got much faith in them, and you can't blame me for not having faith. I've got blind optimism. Of course, it's a semi-final. Everything's going against us. I want us to stand up to be counted, but it's a bit dead in that regard. Doing my homework while listening to DGI. Talk about multitasking, man. Talk about multitasking. Pick up the Bulgarian Gooners or just Bulgarian football fans in general. I appreciate you, man. But we need to be on the front foot today. It's as simple as that, man. DG, just imagine if Villarreal score first, and then this is where it's about mentality, This is where it's about mentality. React. As I used to say Sunday League, and I used to scream to my teammates when we're losing, what? You've never been a goal down before? You've never been behind in a football game? What's going on? Everyone can react when it's good teams, people. We need to do other things. Don't just want to win tonight, want to send a message to United. They think they've already won it. I'm not too sure what message you can send to United regardless. I think it's just a case of going through. United know about us, we know about them. So it is what it is in that regards, man. Kieran has said, not gonna lie, bro. Arteta wasn't the right choice. Imagine if we picked Ancelotti instead. I'm convinced we'd be doing a bit better. You might be right, my guy, but same way, Kieran, with respect, it's irrelevant because Arteta's here right now. We've got this game, coulda, woulda, shoulda. If I was taller, if I was faster, if I was stronger, I might be a footballer. I'm not saying you're not wrong. You're wrong because there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, but it's irrelevant to today, really and truly. Shout out to Carlo Ancelotti, though. Do you think Tierney will play? Hopefully. Big up Richard and all the members. Let's go. Come on, you Gunners. We need to come out with the dark arts today. I want to see this team go out and be ruthless. Trust me, I just want to look back. If we do go out, I say, you know what, you messed up in the first leg, but this game you did all you can. Too often than not, that's not been the case. I mean, in theory, based on how the league is gone, based on how we played, Arteta should be sacked. Less managers have been sacked for less, but I don't think he's going to be sacked if he loses the Europa League personally. It is what it is. This is why Tini is a cut above the rest. Sorry, if everyone on that team has half his mentality, then we would do well. Bro, facts, man. I don't think any manager could do much better with this squad. A bit mad. Let's be real. Like, we could be challenging for top 4. What I mean by that is, mathematically, you could have a realistic shout doing to what West Ham are doing. You know, another manager could get a bit more out of this, but we would hit a glass ceiling. We all know these players are crap, you know, realistically. A lot of jobs are on the line. Big changes will be made next season. If we don't play in Europe, I just hope the changes are positive. Well, I'm not too sure in terms of big jobs on the line. You'd imagine some of the players, but some of these players can't be moved on. Arteta isn't going to lose his role, in my opinion. Apparently he's going at the end of the season, and we've been talking to Sarri. Well, Sarri wanted the Roma job. Is there any coincidence Jose's taking it and now he's linked with Arsenal, where the manager's position looks a bit shaky? I don't know. You tell me, man. I think that one there is a bit fishy. We should just treat Villarreal as Slavia Prague tonight. No, we shouldn't. We should treat Villarreal like the prime Barcelona side. You know, recognize that they're a good team, that they've got advantage, but see that fear, see what we need to do and meet it head on. I always say to you lot, people, no matter how, you know, even if you have the most sneakiest of guys, you know how we all have them friends that wouldn't hurt a flower. You know, he or she doesn't like conflict and things like that. Will do everything to avoid it. But if you keep poking that person, or if you push them into a corner and you provoke them and they feel like their life's going to end or they're not going to get out of this situation, you're going to, you know, this is why they say don't push people too far, because you don't know what people are made of. When you're pushed into a corner, like I said, the most nicest, most timid of person, you push them into a corner and you push and push and push and push, they're either going to curl into a ball and say, leave me alone, or they're going to fight back and claw off your face. And that's what I want to see from our boys today, you know. You don't know where you are and who you are until you've got nothing to lose, really and truly. And that's something I learned from being unemployed and struggling with finances, actually, once upon a time. You know, it is what it is. Love to all my JA tugs out there. Arteta's last straw, and there's going to be a lot of question marks. You know, are we going to see him showing off with the false 9? You know, for me, he needs to stick to the basics today, personally. But will he stick to the basics? I don't know, people. Please make sure you're hitting that like button if you haven't already. We're at 94 likes. That's great, but it's not good enough. And there's 187 of you. DG, never say if we lose, that's a losing mentality. Let's talk like we know the future. We know Arsenal are going through. We are winning 1-0 or 2-0. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Okay. All right. I'm just going to leave that one there. All right. You know, you consider all the variables. Football is a game of winners and losing. If you don't win, you have to lose. Even if when you draw, you've technically dropped 3 points. So 2 points. So I'm not too sure that makes complete sense. You know, no matter how much you talk things into existence, doesn't mean it's a reality. You know, you can talk and talk and talk and talk. You need to go out there and seize it. But I hear where you're coming from. My guy Jerky, I get it, man. You've been plugging Pereira. I see you in the comments. We get it. Pereira's a good player, man. We get it. I get it. We all get it. Love for that. Big up everyone locked in. John Wayne's in the building. We've got Lord Nicholas Bentner saluting DG. Hey, Bentner, you said Arteta was levels in your book, you know. We need a DG Chronicles. Big up all the Indian viewers. And this is it, Mike. If we can't overcome ourselves, how will we overcome Villarreal? We need to just go for it. Facts. Be fearless, man. You know, what's the worst us Arsenal fans can say? That you lost again? That we went out? That you lot can't focus? That you lot aren't good enough? We've said all these things before. So go out there and win. Simple as that. Bro, I don't even mind. Well, we can win playing a false 9. He just needs to play a proper false 9. You know, we didn't lose because we played a false 9. We lost because he played a false 9. Our team looks disjointed. There's no, as a direct consequence of people not understanding that role, we didn't press them. And look at the build up to the second goal. That's why we lost it. If he fully briefed everyone on how to play a false 9 and how everybody's roles are intertwined into that, we might have had half a chance. You know, false 9 is not the problem. It's the way we went away with it, you know. That's down for Arteta to pattern up. But let's get into a couple of other things, people. What was I going to speak about first? Let me check my timestamps. we've spoken about Arsenal and Villarreal really. So that's what 19 to. There isn't anything else really to specify on that. Like what's already understood don't need to be explained any further. Obviously, our task is helped more because you've seen David Luiz is in training, Lacazette is in training, and Tierney's in training. Will all three play from the start? Probably not. There's every logic to play all of them really, but we need to be sensible. So yeah, it is what it is. Should we look at a couple of the talking points? Let's get into Aubameyang, people. As you lot know, the man's been fighting malaria and all of those sort of things, and he's detailed his malaria hell. I describe it as hell because it sounds like hell. You know, the way he's talking about having a fever and the rest of it, people. Let me get into it. Oh, he's not even sharing the screen with you guys. Big up the 223 of you locked in. Please make sure you're here for the watch alongs and all of these things. Make sure you're checking out my description for all information for the FA Cup posters. There you have it, people. Shameless plug. But let's get into Aubameyang. Apologies. The story of Aubameyang's malaria battle and recovery, as you can see here. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has revealed the full effect that contracting malaria has had on him. Our captain spent 3 days in hospital after the illness was diagnosed, after he returned from meeting up with the Gabon squad. And while he says he's around 90% fit now, it's not always the case. He said, to tell the truth, I was feeling normal, a bit down once I got back, but I thought I was down to the travel because going to Gabon is not so close to here, so he probably assumed jet lag. He said, I felt just a bit tired, especially against Liverpool, but I thought it was just because of the travel. I don't know that the percentage of my fitness was at that moment because I didn't know I had malaria, but definitely I felt a bit tired. After it really hit, I was really feeling very, very bad. I think this was my worst moment of being sick in my life because it was really hard. For 3 days in a row, I had a fever all day and all night, non-stop. Even the paracetamol and stuff had no effect on this. So after I spoke to the doctor and said I needed to go to the hospital because I traveled to Africa, so maybe it was something like malaria. I stayed in hospital for 3 days. I was really down and I lost 4K, people. A man lost 4 stone. Madness, 4 kg. Exactly. This tells you the issues. So it was a really bad moment. And I think for my family, it was a bit scary to see me like this. And it must have been because Aubameyang, on top of just being a human and all of these sort of things, you know, he's a Jove, you know, he's a larger than life character and all of these things. So again, he's probably robbed of being himself. And obviously to see a man's lost weight on top of the obvious health problems, this is scary. This is a man's health, you know, and I think we look at footballers like robots too much. The man's a human. He said, after this, I had some good treatment. The stuff did very well, and the doctors as well. And I'm lucky I took it at the right moment because sometimes with malaria, if you don't treat it quickly, you can have big problems. And again, just the fact that he's breathing and all these things is great for him, people. There was a next thing in relation to into him as well. The biggest game of my Arsenal career, maybe. As you lot can see here, when he spoke about Valencia, he said definitely it was a good performance and it was a big game as well. Yes, I think it was my best performance since I've been here at Arsenal. It was a really, really great game. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow. I'd say in the FA Cup finals and in the build up to last season's FA Cup personally, because it ended in something. He said, I think I was really motivated in these type of games because a few times I've received some criticism of not being involved in big games. So I want to show everyone that it's not true. Come on, Aubameyang, show us that tonight. He said, this is why I'm really excited to play this game tomorrow because it is a big game and it's a big moment for us all. Hopefully we deliver again. For sure, it will be one of the biggest games of my career. Definitely this season is the most important game and we know we have to win this game. It's a big opportunity for us to get to the final. We play at home, and this may be the biggest of my Arsenal career. It's big, you know, in terms of pride, it's the biggest for all of you, you know. I don't want it just leapt on the shoulders of one man. It's everyone today. Everyone, subs, groundmen, everyone. It's the mentality, you know. I don't want to come, I'm live from 7 p.m. I don't want to see if you lot are prepared at 7 p.m. What are you lot doing right now? When you lot woke up, was football on your mind? Was accountability being on your mind? If you're a fullback, not losing your battle. If you're a midfielder, striker, the same. Was everyone motivated? When everyone went to sleep, were they serious? In the build-up this week, from Monday, we should have been switched on. I don't want to see going a goal down in 5 minutes, 2 goals down in the first half an hour. We let ourselves down via a set piece, something that is a problem, something you know Villarreal can exploit, something you know Unai Emery, who knows you lot better than probably some of you know yourselves, is going to exploit. I think the first goal is on Arteta's tactics, as well as Xhaka and Marie. The second goal is on us as a team. Convincingly, nobody's done enough. You know, you can't blame one person for all our faults this season, apart from Kroenke, because it all comes down from minutes, another season of the same. But You know, we've all played a part in this poor season. You know, Europa League, if you want the final, if you want to be part of an all-English final, like you're seeing with United, got one hand on it. I say one hand because they still have to play 90 minutes, even though they're through, you know. Chelsea and City done what they needed to do in the Champions League. There's always one team that typically lets people down, and that's Arsenal Football Club, really and truly. Don't make that a case. It's the biggest game for a lot of these individuals. And the thing is, will anything change? No, because there's no real pressure on the manager. A lot of these players will still be here. But at the same time, you could say, by rights, it should be the last game if something happens that's a bit iffy. I don't want your coffee. If something's a bit iffy, it should be the last game for a manager. So if we was to just really hold ourselves accountable like a big club will, then there'd be an issue, man. There'd be an issue. But what have we have here, people? Mikel Arteta's bigged up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What's he said? My job, my responsibility is to protect our players and try to get the maximum out of them. We know certain things that the outside world doesn't know, and that's true. You don't always know what's going on, but Arteta, large parts, as well as Aubameyang playing poor, I could play devil's advocate and say, no matter what you say about Unai Emery or Arsene Wenger, Aubameyang didn't know a goal drought. We knew he was due one because he's been overperforming because we don't play to his strengths. But why is it a coincidence that, you know, Pepe's coming to form now, but initially Pepe struggled, Lacazette struggled, Aubameyang struggled. Not a single attacking player consistently has excelled all season. Some of that has to be down to your tactics. Even the man you brought in, Willian, you know. So you do have to take responsibility. They can comment, but sometimes without knowing all the details, which is a little bit unfair for people, we make decisions that sometimes people are judging, but without really knowing the detail. That criticism is part of our job, and that's true. And to be fair, that's why we say, fans, we need to rein it in a bit because you don't know everything. But at the same time, fans, it's not fans' jobs to know, isn't it? Fans can only call it as they see it. All we care about is the end product. Really and truly, fans shouldn't really have to care about what you man are doing in training, what's going on here and there. We just care about the finished product. We don't care about how you make the meal, just as long as it's ethically cool. Put the plate on our dinner table and let us eat. We don't want it. Shouldn't have to see, we struggled to make this meal. It was a bit longer because the ingredients ran out. We had to run to the shop. We don't care. You know, we're the consumers. We care about the club. None of that is really relevant to a degree. You know, shout out to Aubameyang for getting 78 minutes. He said Aubameyang played well and he felt much better than the days before Sunday. Obviously, scoring a goal is really important for him, so he's in a good place. This game always gives you another opportunity. If you are there, then you are ready for the taking. He can turn things around really quickly, so hopefully we can see that tomorrow. And it's not just down on him. Give the man service. You know, you've got to make something happen, really and truly. It's as simple as that. Shout out to Kieran Tierney and Lacazette as they've took part in full training, as has David Luiz. You know, shout out to El Nene. Should we just quickly scroll through these pictures? There you can see Lacazette, Golden Boy, Bukayo Saka. You know, Marine seems like he's on his culture thing. Nice to see Reece Nelson does still play for Arsenal. You know, Chambers, Lacazette, Tierney. Again, more of the injured folks in training. Big up Lacazette. Again, it's only a fitness point of view now because clearly they're fit. I mean, they're fit enough to play some part, I'd hope, because they're taking part in full training. Shout out to Balogun. Be nice to see you on the bench. Why do I feel like I ain't? Well, there's Tierney. What, no more? Where's David Luiz? Because I see David Luiz in training. No David Luiz? Well, he's linked with Lazio and some MLS clubs people. But David Luiz, there was a Daily Mail article. I'm not going to find it, but they were saying that David Luiz is fit, people. He was in training, and you could see him a bandaged leg. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards. Why is this frozen? So yeah, that's that in relation to Aubameyang, people. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. Sorry, people, you know, you need the timestamps. People them need the timestamps. We're going to get into this in a second. You know, also Lacazette is one player of the month, so we might as well touch on that. You know, Lacazette, as I just said, Lacazette is one player of the month, people. Well deserved, in my opinion. Do you lot agree? You know, he's been injured. He's really not played a part in recent weeks, but he deserves it, man. You know, he's been playing well. He caught the eye with a fine performance, as they said here, against Sheffield United. Another team like West Bromwich Albion and Newcastle, that there was no pressure and we should really be winning. So yeah, people, he'd probably be it. I'm sure Saka's there. To be fair, you know, Lacazette, Pepe, Saka, that's just about right. Personally, I would have given it Lacazette, Pepe in second, Saka in third, but Saka's probably player of the season. So that's probably that. That's business as usual in that regards, people. We don't need to specify on that anymore. Lacazette's doing well. And again, as well as he plays. Again, you ask that question: do you give him a new deal? Do you not? So that's that, people. What are you guys saying? There's 253 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting that like button, people. We're still not at 100 likes yet. I'm lying. We're at 131 likes. The goal is always 200. Let's get that one going, people. Looks like you guys have a clean bill of health. No excuses if you lose. Regardless of who's there and who isn't there, there is no excuses. But I don't think we have a clean bill of health personally, my guy. Is there a protest today? I don't know. You need to speak to people who know what they know. No, we don't know everything, but what I do know is Martinelli is levels above Eddie and Nketiah. Eddie and Nketiah are catching strays for no reason. Saliba, Guendouzi, and Ozil would all get into this team. Arteta freezing them out. Bad mistakes. To be fair, it looked like Ozil was above Arteta's head. Guendouzi looks like he's just stressed the man out. Saliba, I didn't mind him going out on loan. I do agree he could have played. But yeah, man. Is what it is. I don't know how man look at themselves after wassing that much. He said one of his biggest games. The man said Waffle House chat. These men are good with the chattings. I hear him, but I don't know how tonight could be his biggest game, but the final 2 years ago wasn't. You know, disgusting how people were saying Aubameyang was acting. Fact. We lost because we couldn't defend. Fact. We just need to play with vengeance and conviction. Our problem at the moment is that we are our own undoing. And that's it, Danny. 9 times out of 10, way before we talk about how good this team was, that team was, we're sitting there and we're talking about, like, we switched off at a set piece. There's been a poor passenger play. We've got counter-attacked. And then in games, VAR might be another talking point, and we're focusing on that. We lost because he played a false 9. I mean, it's a bit naive to assume that over 90 minutes we lost because of that. But I do agree indirectly we did lose because of that. Facts, man. And the thing is, you know, Arteta, like I've told you like times, it feels like Arteta stands in the rain with no umbrella, with no shelter, with no jacket, and complains that he's wet. You know, 3 different solutions to one problem. You either be proactive or you don't. Absolutely mad, man. Last time both finals were all English, we got hammered 4-1. Signs that don't look good. Let's hope that's not the case, man. Good afternoon, DG. How's it going? It's going good, my guy. I got DG Nation here with me. You know, bit disappointed you lot are not doing up the like button a bit more, but we're here in it. You know, could be better, could be worse, man. We need to show real fight tonight, like our lives depends on it. So us fans, we can see, you know, we ain't got to keep doing the buzzwords and the motivational speeches and all these things. We know the problem is, we're not the managers. We're not connected with the club beyond being fans, and we're not the players. The players need to heed it. And ability is one thing, but I just think we have a poor bunch of players mentally. And again, even this Europa League business, you know, we've had to turn it around. I can't be surprised. I don't know for you lot, but I am not surprised that we're in this position because we did it last year against Olympiacos. We did it this year. We turned it around against Slavia Prague. We turned it around against Benfica. We're having to turn things around more time, like in the Premier League, turn things around in the second half. It's a 90-minute game. I hope these guys take heed of that. DG with the quality content at midday. I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate that. Louise was training. I saw a YouTube video of it, heavily strapped and moving slow. So again, that's where we need to save Louise from himself. You know, I'm sure he wants to be a part of it, but the man's not fit in it. I can't lie. For me, I'd probably try a thing, but boy, and shout out to David Luiz. The man's a warrior. Like, whatever I have to say about Louise, you have my respect, because the man wasn't. Remember when we won FA Cup? He weren't training. He had a painkilling injection and he put in a performance, man. Mertesacker done something the same as well, along the same lines, man. Oh yeah, man. Arteta shouldn't even have to tell the players what this game's about. And that's it. And it comes down to personal accountability, man. Hope is all we have. Threaten the hairlines worked last time. You know, hey, you're going to lose your hairlines. You're going to bang your little toe when you leave the room if you do not hit the like button. You know, Arsenal will not win if you don't hit that like button, people. So if you want us to go through, hit the like button. I know there's a bag of fans that don't support Arsenal, so they're untouched. But like my man said, 280, 126 likes. Come on, people, man. Gary the Snell said, VAR, red cards, poor defensive concentration, weird tactics, weak mentality, so many reasons why we lose. Gary the Snell, I 100% agree with you, and I see a lot of positive messages from you. I'm not saying you directly, Gary, but you see the sentence you've put there? this is something that will divide Arsenal fans, because there'll be a bunch of Arsenal fans that just focus on the negatives and they don't care about any of the things you said. Arteta hasn't won. My man and these players need to get out. There's players that will somehow, there's fans, and you have seen it, are finding positives. You know, we've switched off and conceded a dumb goal, but VAR has also played a part in us getting a penalty or being given a penalty against, and that overshadows it. Where reality is, it's in the middle. Now, I don't know about anyone, but I speak for the real footballing guys and girls out there who've played Sunday League and played Hackney Marshes and things. You're told from the minute you're playing football, and that's Sunday League, fuck the refs, pardon my language. The refs are shit, pardon my language. You're told, play on, forget that. Of course, VAR, red card, VAR and us being given and not being given decisions, it all plays a part, and being hard done by. It plays a part in the game. But when you isolate away from that, have we done everything to win? Can we say we've done everything and VAR's hard done by? No, because as you said there, we're talking about poor defensive concentration, the questionable tactics, delayed substitutions, couple players look at it, couple players are not on it, you know. These are the sort of things. And again, we fail to prepare, we prepare to fail. And again, Arsenal, I always say Arsenal will win a couple of battles a season. We'll beat a little Chelsea, a little United, win a North London derby against an even smaller team in Spurs. But in the thick of it, you know, we're going to come 10th, 9th, 11th, whatever. When, you know, Europa League, we hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You know, and it's like they want fans to sit there and go, oh, but we beat United at Old Trafford for the first time, whatever. Oh, we beat Chelsea. But that's dead. That is dead. Absolutely dead, man. Should we start? We should start Matt Ryan, in my opinion. Fair play. People need to put respect on Aubameyang's name. Facts. Same man will complain when Aubameyang doesn't do media duty. What's going on there? Very true. Bro, you know, and this is where fans need to be. When fans say things like certain players don't care, faking injuries, let's be real, man. David Luiz, we can say a lot about him. You can't question a man's character. And, you know, he might not care about Arsenal, but I'm sure he's got an allegiances to his teammates and his comrades and his brothers. I call it a brothers thing, you know. I'm sure he wouldn't do that. But fans are allowed their opinion, especially if they want to say stupid-ish, man. What are we to tell them, man? Morning, people. How's it going, DG? Even if we win, he needs to go. Probably, you know, 7 a.m. here. Big up the DG family. Big up yourself. I appreciate everybody locked in each and every time. We do it time and time again. We have an underperforming player. Then they perform to get a new contract. Then once they've got it, they drop off again. That's my fear for extending Laka's contract. If I'm honest, El Nene, Lacazette, Callum Chambers, all contracted to the same length of time, all having relatively decent seasons according to their standards. I'm not saying it's wrong to sell all of them. I'm not saying you can't keep a couple, but devil's advocate, we've been down a long road. Like you said it, maybe it's best to do the thing, man. You know what it is in that regards, man. Big up everyone. Some very interesting comments flying around from you guys, man. Come on, man. Chat, how are you not smashing that like button the moment you enter? Dab DG up, let's go. Big up Andrew for the high press from him. You know, if we have a striker, like that's what we need. We need a striker like Andrew pressing from the front. That's why I need Lacazette today, man. We will win this game. Nothing scared me about Villarreal. And with Kieran Tierney, Aubameyang, or Laka, or both on the pitch, we'll slap them. To be fair, them scaring you or not is irrelevant. You know, they've got the lead. We need to go out there and stand up to be counted. But I agree, man. Can't wait to laugh when you're dumped out today. And this is what Arsenal fans do. This is what the players need to do. This is what the players need to avoid. You know, the world wants you to go out. You know, nobody. It's funny because nobody thinks much of Arsenal's football club. Nobody thinks much of these players, you know, because of who Arsenal are and the soap opera and things like that. If you lose, you already know the articles. You already know the extent, you know, you already know BT and them, man, they're going to run into overtime and dissect the result and dissect the team and question your mentality. You don't know what's going to be had. Avoid that. The best way to avoid that is by winning the game and putting in a convincing performance. Simple as that. You don't do that, there's a problem, man. Man said my hairline's already gone, though. I don't watch that then, man. All right. For the man, them, your wife's going to leave you if you don't hit the like button. For the girls, the same. That's where we're going to go for. You know, your partner's going to cheat if you don't hit that like button. Probably a bit too gruesome. You know, you lot are probably saying, the hell, DG? Big up, DG. Appreciate that. Good morning, DG. Mentality only. You're 100% right. The players need to maintain a much stronger, positive, and consistent attitude for the match today. The energy levels need to be in sync. Facts, man. Facts. Hit the like button. Bro, well then you're single, but your link's gonna cheat on you. Your link's gonna do something. The pagans are gonna set you up. Something bad's gonna happen if you don't hit that damn like button, man. I love that everyone hates us, shows they respect us. I'm not too sure if man respect us, but I definitely think man hate us. I don't think anyone can respect Arsenal beyond what we used to be. You know, this isn't respect worthy. You know, they don't respect themselves. How can we respect them? We scare ourselves as well. You know, Arsenal are 9th in the league. You know, thanks for reminding me. I would extend David Luiz's contract. Any thoughts on 5 at the back? I felt like we did well last season. I don't mind it, but I want to see a back 4 today, personally. What's in the smoothie? A bit of coffee, banana, tiny coffee, banana, passion fruit, banana, strawberry, cherries, all sorts of berries and that, blueberries, mango, maca powder, a bit of sea moss. Kiwi. Can't remember, but hella things, man. Hella things. No confidence. Uno Emre is a master in this competition. It's going to be a madness at the Emirates. And, you know, Emre's a master. We're behind. Our teams, we're poor and all of these things. There's a million reasons as to why we can't win today. But football is just 22 players trying to put the ball over the net more times than the others. It's a very simple game. Play the occasion. Don't think about the variables. Just play that 90 minutes. Focus on the isolated 90 minutes. You do your job. Everything else takes care of itself. I need a PO box. Man said getting his 25 a day. Come on. DG doing up all the antioxidants in that smoothie. Bro, I just slap in whatever. I just slap in whatever's wavy in it. Like, it's an acquired taste. I'm not going to sit here and say it's mad. You know, it's not the nicest of ones. I normally slap a bit of juice in there, but it's a water thing, man. Really. But that's what you need, man. You need the sea moss, man. Come on, man. Moving hella radical, but it's got to be done, man. We need those likes, man. We need those likes. Smash the like button, man. It brings more people into the stream. It's the least you can do, and that's why. Appreciate that, man. Bro, they might respect history, Chris, but history is why Arsenal's here. We're relying on history, you know. It's about what you're doing in the present. Like, history is irrelevant, you know. They don't respect Arsenal right of the day. 100% do not respect this current Arsenal team because they don't respect themselves, and our current team don't respect the history, or they would play like such. Great video with Andrew from Arsblog. Real, recognize real. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to you and everyone else who took it in, man. I appreciate that. History doesn't win league titles, broski. Exactly. You know, I couldn't rest on. No one in life can rest on laurels. You know. If you rest on your laurels, you get complacent. So I agree with what Chris is saying in principle, but it's irrelevant, man. I hope Arsenal will win the game 3-0, man. And my guy, I'm coming straight to you if we don't, innit? DJ, I think if we stay focused for 90 minutes, we give ourselves the best chance, in my opinion. You're right, but what have you said there? There's a two-letter word there. If. You know, if. We all know we don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. Better late than never for Partey to score a banger. So why not? I want to see that. You know, who doesn't want to see Thomas Partey licking a shot from far range? He clearly wants to. We're at 221 likes, people. Fantastic stuff. Can we push towards 300, people? Gabby is scoring today, hopefully. Does Emre's experience in Europa worry you at all? Of course. You know, I've said it from the start, but at the end of the day, we know about it. We know he's experienced. It is what it is. Things are there to be done, man. We know the problems. We know the negative stats. We just need to do what we need to do, man. We just need to do what we need to do. If sums up Arsenal. It's just ifs and ifs and ifs. I've already offered my opinions on that. Score prediction. Let's leave that for the watch along. Tino, man. I'm not quite in game mood right now. And again, this movie's starting to get butt as hella bits. Hey. Hold that. Firm that. Oh my God. You know the bottom of the smoothie is the most mankiest. My word, that was clapped. Defo woke me up, people. That whole hey, my word. Defo agree on part A. I wish I'd been watching Juventus the day Pogba scored a 40-yard banger. DG drinking the DG juice. Not quite the original DG juice, but it is what it is. Fun fact, Emre's never lost in a knockout rounds in this competition. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. If they want to do it, they need to go and do that, man. DG, you got to get that liquid to content ratio down. Nah. Normally it's spot on. I tried a bit of a different thing. Nerves want to kick in. I'm nervous today. Where's that? I'm nervous today, but I'm confident we'll get the job done, hopefully. What have you said? Big Cell. Coffee, CMOS, and water is criminal in this movie. Why? What's wrong with H2O? What's wrong with CMOS? It's a tiny bit of coffee. You know? Criminal to you? Well, I'm a criminal in that regards. Lock me up, my guy. Lock me up, man. It's not about what Arsenal turn up, but it grudge match for Emre. Bit naive to say such, but fair play. You know, you do your thing, you say your thing. It is what it is in that regards, people. It is what it is in that regards. Where's the article? I see one article that there's people onto Arteta. Let me make sure this is the right article. No, and it's from the Independent. There was an article about the players, you know, it always comes out apparently, you know, the players not trusting Arteta or to beat Arteta or whatever. Players trusting Arteta. Let me see. I can't find this article. Where is it, man? Where the hell is it? It's in the Independent. That's why it all makes sense. But you can imagine these are the sort of, and again, Arteta's got nowhere to go if he loses, isn't it? Like, he has to hold himself accountable, in my humble opinion. He's messed up the Europa League just as much as anyone, in my humble opinion, anyways. Let's go down, people, because I think this is somebody's think piece. But let's see. Allegedly, as you lot can see here, people, a growing number of all right, cool. I take everything back. We're in the right place. Sorry, people, you know, and we'll get into my Arteta pros and cons and all of those sort of things in a sec. Players starting to question Mikel Arteta, and that is 47 minutes. 310 of you locked in. Please hit the like button, and also once again, make sure you're at the watch along, people. We're not just saying that for free. Like an idiot, I've deleted the URL though, so we go again. How many likes are we at? 35 likes so far, 34 excluding mine. I appreciate all of that, people. You know, nobody's disliked it yet, so there's going to be one twat who's going to dislike it. Obviously, that's the live reaction. Make sure you're checking out the pinned message as well, people. In fact, quick word from the sponsors as well, because I've been poor in that regards. Sorry, people. Come on, people. Make sure you're checking out my description for all information in relation to purchasing an FA Cup 2020 memorabilia piece for Arsenal. You know, we're not going to win it this year. We don't know when we're ever going to win a trophy. So make sure you go grab that. Make sure you use the link in my description as well. It is what it is, man. There's worse ways of spending 30 quid. But as you can see here, a growing number of Arsenal players are privately questioning Mikel Arteta's decisions to go with a small number who can be snappy in training. And to be fair with you, away from Arteta's form, what player doesn't at some point question the manager? I'm sure there's been times people have questioned Pep, people have questioned Poch, people have questioned Thomas Tuchel. But again, it's I remember Poch when Spurs beat Real Madrid and he did some weird tactics. He said the players were questioning him, then calling him a genius after that. What was the game Man City played Gab Jesus with a left back? I'm not saying Arteta is there. I'm saying in general. And again, it's a bit interesting that on the eve of a must-win game where there's question marks that this article has come out, because all you ever hear is that privately and publicly, the players back him and play for him. But naturally, with the way the season's going, for me, I would question Arteta with the lack of attacking play generally. They're all beginning, and they probably are questioning them everything. They should be questioning the manager. They should be questioning who owns this club and who runs it. They should be questioning their teammates, but most importantly, they should be questioning themselves, because there isn't too many players I could say have actually behave like a player that wants to win a Europa League title or get through to the top four, get through to the Champions League via the top four, via the normal places from August till now. You know, a handful of players. If your name's not Tierney, Bukayo Saka, and similar people of that ilk, you can shut up about it. I'd say Smith Rowe, because he's been in the team really since December, and there's a couple other players who have played into form, but consistently it's not been there. But there probably is, and why wouldn't you? You know, because he's done some bewildering stuff, and you now be out of the Europa. You would have messed up. I feel the players have messed up the league, but equally Arteta's had a hand to blame in the league, of course, people. But apparently sources around the club say it isn't like Jose Mourinho at Tottenham Hotspur, but the risk is that the complaints have arisen for the first time. Some of that is inevitably human grumbling, in different form, and precisely the kind of thing that goes away with positive results. And I think these players are sissies, really, because whenever it's going right, oh, we love him. When it's going bad, this and that, there's never any balance. And this was said under Emre as well. I can't really rate these players because they know that they can get managers out of these clubs and whatnot. But again, that just seems very vague from this article. It might be right, it might be wrong. Apparently, it is why this Europa League semi-final second leg is still a genuine knife-edge game for Arteta. It's impossible to escape the feeling that this early stage of his Arsenal reign, if it is to be an early stage, has been building up in this match. A lot of it is because Arteta has also ensured his first full season comes down to it. Again, none of this is really relevant. If Arsenal go out, it's his first full season will be a total bust. This is just somebody's opinion, really. So there's nothing really to back up. Again, I'm not going to carry on reading what my man said because I only care about you lot's opinions and mine. I don't really care about this journalist's opinion, but it's not making sense, really. But you could imagine the form we're in, they would be questioning him. You know, they should be questioning him. When you're doing random false nines and all of these things and overcomplicating it, you're going to. But it's down to it. You know, you win the game, there's less nonsense in it. It's as simple as that. You have to win the game, or I don't know where we go from here. As much as I think there should be question marks on the manager, on the owner and things, provided we didn't win, it's not. It's going to be business as usual. You know, it's going to be business as usual because the manager's going to stay. These players, you know, no one wants to buy them on the best of days, and nothing's going to change. They'll probably, you know, if they lose to Villarreal, they'll put in a convincing win against West Brom, and then they'll pull it all down. It all goes down the drain on Wednesday next week against Chelsea. So again, I don't know. And I can't have confidence in these players because I don't know which Arsenal's going to turn up. You know, if you turn up, I have confidence. If you don't, it's what we expected in it. So it's down to these players, really and truly, man. It's down to them anyways, man. Can we really say we're better than Spuds? They've got to a final, you know. They've got to a final and they're ahead of us. As poor as they've been, they're ahead of us. I don't want to, you know, we have to be real. Pepe's secretly been our best player this season. I think he's done his thing, man. DG got sponsors now. We're trying. DG hella convincing. We're trying a thing. Large up the sponsors. I don't know if we're going clear. But we're trying the thing. If we want to go clear, make sure you're checking out the description. The sponsor music is Wavy. Matt Ryan or Leno, I'd give it to Leno, but there's not really a legal reason. I say legal. There's not a logical reason, better yet, for Leno to start ahead of Matt Ryan. Big up DG. Hope to see you, man's in the final. Probably won't, man. Super chat. Apologies, I was oblivious to it. Appreciate that. I'm off back to college. I'll see you lot tonight. Love DG. I appreciate that. $9.99, my guy. Love for the super chat, brother. Enjoy college, man. Hopefully you pass your assignments or whatever, man. This is it, my guy. You know, that's why I keep saying playing that formation wasn't the problem. It was not the problem. It's the way we went about it. You know, you could have played Pepe there. He could have probably called Bielsa and asked him, well, go on, let me use Pepe there. I think you would have had more of a benefit playing Odegaard there because he's slightly more experienced than Smith Rowe. You know, you could have just went with a Martinelli, or you could have done a thing where it looked like you was trying to make Smith Rowe a striker. You could have done the Pep thing, like you said, where sometimes, you know, Barcelona have gone with an out-and-out nine, but equally they've gone with Cesc Fabregas there, where it's just been 11 men behind the ball, and then the only problem is there's no focal point. But surely our players would have been more comfortable. I actually like that Arteta does these things, but at the same time, you need to know some of these players can't do the basics and they struggle, not Smith Rowe. And also at the same time, you need to not allow a cloud of doubt. If you're going to go with a false nine, you need to make sure he's not pressing, or whoever it is isn't pressing alone. That's what happened. Look at that first goal. We didn't press. Foyth had the joy of the world on the right-hand side. They are, the players are the ones playing. I've got more time for Arteta than the players because they've been here, but I just feel Arteta's been part of this F3 as well, if I'm completely honest with you. What will Spotify do? Nothing. Arsenal need a Russian owner. N1, you might be right, you might be wrong. I'd love to know your reasonings behind that. Away from that. And this is it, man. No, I don't buy it. You can question the manager, but at the same time, they need to question themselves. Too much in football is relying on caring about image and showing off the cameras. Facts. Before you point a finger at someone, you lot point your fingers in the sky right now. There's 3 pointing back at you. If everybody used that sort of tactic in life, the world would be a better place. Before you blame someone else, take accountability. Winners take accountability, losers blame people. And I see a lot of blaming. I see a lot of focusing on VAR, a lot of focusing on several minutes by the manager and these players. We need to take it. We need to take it. We need to take responsibility. You're gonna go clear, keep up with what you're doing. I appreciate that. Everyone keeps saying it's my time, going clear, this and that. When's the man gonna go clear, Joseph, man? I'm playing, man. We keep grinding, we keep going. Big up all the members, all the viewers, and everybody locked in, man. Would you take Surrey as the manager of Arsenal? Do you know, I've spoken about this already. Just because he wants to play a million passes, I wouldn't mind it. We have to go with Partey and Elneny. It's not the best, but it is what it is, man. We have to just run with that, innit? Really, you just have to run with that. I think we'll win today. To be fair, Villarreal didn't play anything special against us or by Getafe over the weekend. As usual, we are our own problem in winning games. Ian Parker Campbell, you're right. But that's the age-old problem with Arsenal. I can see us grabbing a goal or two. I can see us playing well. I can see it looking wavy. But then 58th minute, 65th, 78th, 82nd, 90th, someone's going to have a brain fart and it's going to be a madness. Look how we went out across 2 legs to Olympiacos last year. We did the job. We messed up not scoring. Leno switched off defensively. Over the 2 legs, we didn't do enough. Like you said, we're our own worst enemies. Villarreal are not Barcelona in their prime. Second half, we was all over them. But that's dead. Because, saying we look better when we went 2 goals down, we did this in the second half, is dead. It's dead. It's as dead as when we're there with Wolves and saying, best 20 minutes of the Premier League season until the red card. It's dead. How can it be? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for your comments then, man. Gerard Moreno has 29 goals this season. Chuck Weezy and Moreno are ballers. Big up, DG. God bless you, G. Appreciate that, my guy. Right back at you. And you're right. I hope we learn our lessons, bro. Don't let Chuck Weezy, maybe on another day, Chuck Weezy probably will think I could have done better in the first leg. He's going to be on the right-hand side. He's going to be a one-trick pony. He wants that left foot. Don't allow him to use that. Help your man out. This is where I'm looking at the players, but Arteta, if you're going to play Xhaka there, don't let him be exposed. Don't let me come on the live reaction and speak about that. If you're going to play a false 9, bloody make sure it works. Whoever's playing right back, make sure it works, because I don't feel Arteta can win. Some through his own fault, some because of circumstances. Because, for instance, he plays Cedric, which some people are with. We're saying, well, why didn't you play Cedric before? Boom, boom, boom. He's not fit, this and that, because you've not given him minutes, this, that, and the third. He plays Chambers. We might, you know that's going to go. You definitely know how Bellerin's going to go. And some of these are his own fault. We've got Balogun in the chat, my guy. Hopefully Arteta plays you. Love for the super chat, man. You're a big professional footballer and you've only got a $5 though, bro. You should be investing in DG still. I'll bring up propaganda pieces for you. I'm playing, but on the serious note, love for that, my guy. Arteta's body language tells me that he's critical of his players, doesn't believe they can execute his plans, and that takes away the players' confidence. So if you believe that in Arteta, make it simple. Don't complicate things. Like I said, if your players can't, if you got a person and they can't read and write and join up writing, which I can't, but man, they can't write novels. You can't sit there and say, you know what, you're sitting a uni test and things. You have to go back to basics. I think he's crippled on with these players. I feel sorry for him because I get the impression, this game was on Thursday. A man will be working on Sunday for all his faults. A man will be working on Sunday for something. And these players don't take heed, but the manager knew the role he's walking into, really and truly. And this is it. You shouldn't need anything to motivate yourself. You're playing in the semi-final of Europa. Exactly, my bro. But the wickedest thing is us fans are sitting here and saying that, did the players take heed of this? We don't know. And we won't know, people. Who knows? If I quickly scroll down for you guys, people, I promised to speak about this, people. So I kind of thought, what do I blame Arteta for or hold him accountable for? In fact, where is it? I did way more notes than this. What's all this? Oh, here it is, people. As you lot know, Well, you don't know. As you look know, Arsenal's a peculiar situation. And I don't speak for many players. Apologies, people. There's a super chat. Love for the super chat, my bro. Man United and Arsenal are the only two of the top 6 to not be in the Champions League final in the last 3 years. The 2 worst run clubs. Any coincidence? Probably not, my guy. Probably not. I think it's a bit ironic how Sky Sports were hounding down the Glazers and acting like they're the people's champion when they do their thing. It is what it is, man. I don't think that's fair to call Pepe lazy, but okay, cool. You're allowed your opinion. You sound a bit upset. But yeah, when you look at Arsenal, I don't think you can just blame Arteta. You can just blame the players. There's many variables. I don't even think you can just blame Kroenke, but I think the buck stops with Kroenke because it's his club. It's your image. You know, you're employing these people to mismanage the finances. Like you rightly said, I think Pepe is a good player, but he's not 70 million worth. Lacazette, we got 52 million worth. The numerous contracts being given out. Not just that, but sometimes where, you know, the foresight, you know, someone should have foresaw we might need a backup left back. You know, sometimes when we brought people in on loans, they've been expensive fees, you know, that, you know, I'm going a bit too far, and I wouldn't say Calmstrong because he won FA Cup, but you know the two separate loan fees we've paid for Ceballos and obviously Denis Suarez. These things help, you know. Obviously, giving extended contracts to certain people, these all help to form part of the problem. So I don't think he can be held accountable for everything. I do think there's variables out of his control, long-lasting issues that have been at this club. Equally, I think there's a lot of things that can be controlled because I do think there's a lot of propaganda with Arteta. You big up the man, and when I'm not saying he needs to turn it overnight, but when there's question marks, it's like he's absolved. If we turn around this game, man are gonna just praise Arteta. If we lose, you know, it's all on the players, man. So yeah, when I look at the variables he can control and things I think he can control, with respect to the injuries and all of these things, consistency in the lineup, you know. Yes, there's been injuries, but is there any coincidence playing out from the back isn't fluid, or, you know, so our midfield struggles, ergo our strikers struggle, you know. Arteta said from the jump, you know, my first goal, my goalkeeper, like Pep, my first attacker is my goalkeeper. My first defender is the striker. We don't defend properly, consistently, pressing together from the front, as shown against Villarreal for the build-up to the first goal. I'm not too sure I'm lagging my tug. I think that's a you problem, Glendon. But yeah, as I said, you know, there's a lack of consistency, and that's harming us, you know. Sometimes it's like I like the tactics that you come with, but at times he struggles, he overcomplicates things. Like I said, these players, I like that he gives them information, but these players have an inability to do the basics and focus. So sometimes are you overloading them with information? In fact, can you simplify things? Sometimes I think he overcomplicates tactics for players without the ability to do it. Sometimes I think he has overcomplicated games. For me, one of the big ones is the delayed subs and the lack of real-time reaction from Arteta in games. It's like he's watching it as a fan, and sometimes where it's Ceballos being sent off and other moments, you can see certain things, and it's like the man that has the power to make the decision does not see that, people. The lack of goals consistently this season and creativity, but it's down to him. You know, I'm not going to blame him for Ozil, but Ozil wasn't used. There was a reluctance to bring in Smith Rowe. You didn't look to use Saka in that 10. You flirted with other stuff. You went with a flat midfield 3. You eliminated you done 5 at the back and eliminated a couple, man. You chopped and changed. You tried everything. It didn't work. The lack of creativity is on Arteta. There's no, whatever you say about Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, even Ceballos, they're underperforming for themselves, but that has to be on Arteta. Why has there been 3 managers? Wenger didn't have this issue. Emery didn't have this issue. You've got this issue. And I like I said, I think Aubameyang was due a woeful bit of form, but why are we not excelling in an attacking sense? We're very predictable. You know, at a time we was doing 1,000 crosses for Willian, who's about 5'8", 5'6", or even less than that, you know. So I don't think there's a issue, you know. I haven't seen anything. Even with Smith Rowe and Odegaard, we're still struggling. That is down to Mikel Arteta. It looks like the players are the one bit of the area where you need to give your players obviously some information, but a bit of freedom. They look rigid. They look predictable. You know, there's no partnerships around the field. You know, there's no real partnership with a right back and left back. I mean, right back and right winger, left back and left winger. No partnership between a midfield 3, the centre halves. And again, you know, the playing staff, the lack of bringing people in, it's not just down to him, but he hasn't showed me anything with the little tools he has to say, if you get certain man, it is what it is. Sometimes injuries have forced his hand, but I just feel sometimes he's had poor rotation when trying to manage multiple competitions, like with the FA Cup, like with the Europa League. On top of that, I feel sometimes he's not saved his players from himself. You've played Bellerin when he's been injured. You've played Odegaard when he's injured. You know, you've played Aubameyang when he's been suffering. You know, Partey against Spurs, the man wasn't fully fit. Even David Luiz at Newcastle. Sometimes you need to save players from themselves, no matter what they're saying. language when talking to fans, I think he gets that spot on, but lately it's been a bit jarring personally. I feel he's retained faith in a lot of wrong players. I've not really seen much from him in terms of young players. I ain't seen him put his, and again, this season, I'm not saying you have to play 1,000 kids, but you ain't put your hat on Martinelli. Saka's a bit of a different one in that, his age is irrelevant. He's one of the best players. I ain't really seen you do much with the young players, and I want to know how you're going to take Gabriel to the next level, Martinelli to the next level, all of these sort of guys. I don't think his inexperience is a problem. I just don't think he's learning from his mistakes. I don't think he's learning from. He's trying something in one game, it's not working. He's going again, and even he might even be learning from his mistakes and choosing to still do it. So then that's where I have the issue, people. He's not learned from his mistakes in the Europa League, and I'm never gonna forget. He said we've learned our lessons from the Europa League against Olympiacos last year. I'm asking you lot, have we, folks? Have we? I don't think we have. I don't think we have. It's up to you lot in that regards, man. And the variables he cannot control, the poor playing squad. Again, he brought in Willian. He was in talks of giving David Luiz a new deal, but we never got this. In the same way, we're never going to have a full 11 that we want overnight. We're never going to get, it's going to take us a couple of years to get a decent playing squad. That playing squad is assembled as the amount of poor choices. Wenger giving new deals to certain people, El Nene being one of them, bringing in poor players like Arteta with Willian, historically bringing in poor players or players that are misunderstood or players that are good but are a bit of half-heartedness. Pepe, Xhaka, Lacazette, these guys have all had mixed success and some success more than others, but the one common you could say is inconsistency. He can't control stupid individual mistakes. He can only, sometimes he's going to play them and they're going to look well, but these players will always let you down. This is why all these things about Arsenal improving defensively and things, it's worse. How can you really improve defensively with these players? They're always going to let you down. None of them are good defenders, excluding Tierney and with respect to Gabriel like that. So they're always going to have these mistakes, people. It's as simple as that. Players being unable to prepare themselves. Again, I think Arteta is clearly briefing you. When you go 4-0, when you go a goal down, before in the first 5 minutes, that's on you lot. Yes, I said the system, the false nine didn't help, but you shouldn't be doing that. Players have an inability to focus and they just have poor habits. There's poor habits within these players. And ultimately, the culture of this club is mediocre. And that's something I think did not help Emre. And that's something Arteta has tried to change. But one man cannot change that. The only one man that can change that is Stan Kroenke, because he brings in individuals. Like I said here, bro, to it, as much as I think Arteta can be criticized, you can't give a man orange juice and expect him to somehow turn it into champagne. Like, there's nothing he can do there, innit? Really and truly, there's really F all he can do in that regards, folks. Really F all he can do. So he's gonna have to hold it up in that regards, man. It's as simple as that. Is what it is, man. Is what it is in that regards, man. Fully is what it is. Everything's terrible, bro. But it is what it is. 272 likes. Let's keep pushing that, man. I would like a back four next season of Tierney, Saliba, Gabriel, and Lamptey. Don't know if we're going to bring in Lamptey. Gabriel and Saliba will be my first choice, but I think they need an experienced man who can. That's why I think we need another defender. I think, Marie and Gabriel, Marie and Saliba, you could get away with that. Could you bring in a player who might be right-footed, ability to play on the left so that he can play with Gabriel and Saliba and, like I said, hold their hands? It don't have to be a world-class centre-back, someone that can compete, and then it is what it is, because there will be games they show their inexperience, man. Bring Arteta champers, he'll turn it into water. That's very harsh. Stop messing about with the system, fullbacks at fullback, midfield in midfield. Trust me. When you've got Cancelo and all of these sort of guys, you can do all that moving around, chopping and changing, man. Salute DG, as always. Completely agree with the controllable variables, especially over-complicated tactics and delayed subs. He seems proactive pre-game and reactive during. Aye, fantastic analogy, CT. Very proactive prior to the game and reactive in the game. It's like a man can set up something, but then there's a problem. And like Andrew said, when I give my boxing analogy, you have boxing coaches, people to the left and right of you. It's like, maybe the coaches are telling him to do several things and he's not listening. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But you have the opinion that, a bit like Wenger's, that he's doing mad stuff and nobody's telling you you're doing your madness or presenting you with an alternative sort of thing, man. To be fair, Chambers did all right at Fulham in there, Is where it is, man. Everything does appear wrong, man. We need Arteta to set out a strong attacking plan, but we also need our number 14 to deliver. Every player needs to deliver. Every player. I'm not just looking at one man. Of course, I'm looking at the man behind me in the Arsenal shirt and a couple of other players, because I know you said it, but I can't rely on one man. Football's not a game like that. You know, it is what it is in that regards, man. It really is. We're gonna have to see what's happening later, people. But I can't lie. I need to go and do something before I jump on Rancy's show. You know, I've got another thing to be doing. So as I said, please make sure you're obviously here for the watch-alongs and the reactions. Again, shameless plug, links dropping in the live chat as we speak, folks, as we speak. Obviously, you know, tomorrow we'll preview the West Bromwich Albion game on Sunday, and we'll be there as usual, folks, man. I'm always going to be there for you guys. You know the content doesn't go. I hang around like a bad smell, really. We're at 276 likes. Can we keep pushing that one there, folks, people? Can we keep pushing that one there? Before I get out of it, as usual, you know, I hope you're all doing well and safe as well. And we're going to hear from the sponsors very quickly in a hot second, people. My thing is just frozen. Big up the Twitch gang as well, folks. And quickly before we get out of it, message. So yeah, man, people check out that. You know, we don't know if we're ever going to win a trophy. Hopefully the same sponsors will be able to present me with a Europa League based one, but it is what it is, man. Chris, I love having you here. I'll see you all in a sec, people. I say a sec. I'll see you lot all tonight. Like I said, watch along, reactions. Friday, we're back again. You know, Sunday, we're back again. What, Arsenal in action on Wednesday? That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got stuff to speak about. I'll probably do a watch along for United Liverpool on Thursday. Content galore, man. You know, like I said, I'm never gonna go away. I'm like a bad smell, people. On that note, though, please make sure you hit the like button, people. DG.